Ever were interested in mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai? Well, we got a banger community spotlight for you. We are here at Miller Martial Arts in Bonaire, right off of Highway 96, and I'm gonna show you what they have to offer. What's up? We're at Miller Martial Arts in Bonaire, Georgia with Cole Miller, the owner, and Coach Moon. And we're gonna talk a little bit about what they have to offer and what you can find here at Miller Martial Arts. So Cole, how did you come up with Miller Martial Arts?
Well, I knew when I first started training MMA, I always wanted to have my own place and instruct and help the next generation and wave of martial artists. And I also knew that I wanted to come back home to Middle Georgia to open up an establishment like this. And our mission is to provide Middle Georgia with the premier experience in martial arts and fitness education. And we do that with our core martial art being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a martial art based on grappling techniques. We have throws and takedowns and positional advancements and sweeps and submissions like you may have seen in the UFC, like arm locks and leg locks and chokes. And we also offer Muay Thai kickboxing, the deadly art of 8 limbs, as we refer to it as, and where you learn how to punch, kick, knee, and elbow. We have youth programs, we have adult programs, and we're here to help a wide array of individuals, those who want to learn self-defense, those who maybe have some competitive aspirations, whether it be on the grappling mat for training just jiu-jitsu, or those that maybe want to put themselves to a higher test and step in the cage.
The jiu-jitsu, by the way, is pretty intense because they put me through the ringer, as you see that in the video, and it was not fun. It was fun, but my physical, what do you say? I'm just not fit for that, but it was fun. It was fun. A lot of cool people here.
Well, I got a question for you. Was it eye-opening?
I think if you think you're fit in one way, you will be proven wrong in the other, because just warming up, even though it doesn't seem like much, I already got my heart rate to like 160 or something like that. I was sweating. I was teamed up with Landon. Is that his name? Lathan, sorry. But he was a cool guy, and learning all that stuff, it's not that easy. But if he got you in that chokehold, you're done. You're done.
So many of the first-time individuals you see, they come through, and the warm-up is the most difficult part. And it's not because they're not in shape. It's because their mind is going toward the unknown. They don't know what we're about to do after the warm-up. They start to have a little bit of maybe panic set in for that. The warm-up is beginning. They don't know how long the warm-up will go on for. Oh, can I keep it up for however long? Again, there's too many unknowns. So then they kind of work themselves up to like a precipice of like super high heart rate. And then once they see that the warm-up was probably the most physically demanding part until the training at the end, then they calm down a little bit, right? We do like education for the mind and the body, right? And if you're going to school, like your mom wouldn't say, well, he's too dumb for the first grade, we're gonna get him a little smarter before he goes. No, you're just
said that.
Maybe, but you're just gonna go to school, right? And we do the same thing with like the body and the mind here. You're gonna be doing this stuff that you would not normally do, unless maybe you wrestled 13 years as a kid, but most of the time we don't see that. We are in Middle Georgia. People come in and maybe they played baseball or football when they were a youth, but they come in and it's our job to, warm the body up, make sure every joint is well lubricated before we get into it. And it is going to be a struggle, but it should be hard.
Most often people say, I have to get in shape before I do that. And that's like saying, I'm going to go to a fitness gym and saying, I'm gonna get in shape before I go lift weights. It's like, no, you lift weights to get in shape.
I think a lot of people probably have that issue is like, oh, if I start and there are people that are already advanced a little bit, what do they think about what I do?
You want to be with the advanced people.
Oh yeah.
Because they're the ones that are gonna help you level up.
You say like, people say, oh, like my shoulder is this,
I didn't
that.
say it like that, okay?
You didn't say it like that, but that's also a fear that stops people from training, right? You have a previous injury, or you're afraid you might hurt something because you have a job where, you know, you might have to be like active, or using like, I don't know if I want to train that martial art because I don't want to get hurt. A lot of times people have that fear. And it's like, when we talk about training Muay Thai or kickboxing, it's like the art of 8 limbs. There are other things that we can learn how to use besides the thing that's injured. You don't want to hurt yourself more, but there are ways to train around those areas in order for you to still soak up the martial artist. And as like a high level professional athlete, someone like Cole who's fought on the highest stage, it's like he's dealt with lots of injuries and he's still on the mat training with us. And it's like, hey, if you can't do something, we can always kind of work with your body or around it in order for you to still get the benefits of the martial arts.
Cole is very experienced. Tell us a little bit about your professional career and how you got to that point of being a professional.
So I just thought that MMA was cool. And when I got into it, it was called NHB, or No Holds Barred. You know, you probably heard of it or seen it on TV, and it's like, oh my gosh, this human cockfighting, and these guys are in cages. And you heard about Senator McCain banning it, you know, from being on cable television in the States. And that's when I was into it, right? I just like was watching it. I was a fan. I thought it was cool. I just wanted to be a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger or be like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal. I just want to be a ninja, you know? So I thought anything that had to do with fighting was awesome. And I had a brother. We watched pro wrestling and we watched heavyweight boxing in the early 90s. Was awesome. You know, so we watched everything that had to do with combat sports and every type of TV show, whether it was fixed or not, that had to do with it. And we thought it was cool. And I just always followed along. And after high school, in my college years, I went into a place in Macon, very small little club, and I just started training. And 6 months later, I had my first 2 amateur fights in the same night, and I won those fights. And I was just, this is what I want to do. I started training with the best team in the world. I made it onto the Ultimate Fighter. I then made it into the UFC, and I had a 10-year career.
Witnessing Cole's career, like I was a fan from afar before I even met him. And our first interaction was 7 months after I started training jiu-jitsu, and he was my referee. He was refereeing the match at Rush. And I was a little starstruck, but I didn't want to like pretend like I was just like, all right, like I just saw this guy, you know, seeing this guy in the Ultimate Fighter, and I'm going in for a jiu-jitsu competition as a white belt, and he's reffing the match. But I just remember after the fight, I was like, hey man, I'm a big fan of yours. Can I take a picture? And I probably got this real old dusty picture, like somewhere. If I find it, I'll send it to you. But also let me know that the people that you see are also reachable. So then it makes the things that you want to do reachable too. And when you see this person in person, and Cole, since I've met him, before I knew him, all the way till now, like knowing him personally, he's probably one of the most consistent individuals I've ever met in my entire life. This is an academy. You will learn, you're going to be held accountable, and also what he provides for the community. He always gives room for his students, his coaches, and everyone to grow. Cole really laid a good foundation. You'll see him in here teaching the kids class. And how many UFC guys who fought for the UFC, you go into their gym and they're teaching the kids. A lot of places will like have guys in the gym as a name, but like this is the place I remember when I first decided to like move here. I was like, what do you mean? Like Cole Miller is teaching the classes?
What did you learn in Thailand that you can now implement as coach here?
Simplicity is key. Like if it's anything that I learned, is you don't need to know a lot to do a lot. I just learned to scale back and really hone in on like the simple things. They have some of the best kicks in the world, some of the best balance in the world. Why? Not because they train 30 different things, but they train the same things over and over and over and over again. So going to Thailand taught me to keep it simple. right? We always want to show people the cool stuff. You always want to show people, oh, let me show you. I've been trying to land this flying knee for the last 3 fights in my actual like fight career. And I'm like, man, like what are the ways how can I get it in the simplest ways? Like the simplest things will allow you to do the cool stuff. So it's like when I went there, I learned that investing more time in the basics and the foundation will ultimately like propel your skill set going forward even more.
So your Thailand journey pretty much helped mold you in a better fighter. We are in a huge military town. I mean, we got Robbins Air Force Base. We have thousands of people over there, right? Military families, as well as civilians and contractors and all that stuff. What does your martial arts studio mean for the community?
We have 4 all the way to 64. We have something for them. With what they can expect, we are going to help you test your limits and push to a new level up. And we do that through a couple different ways. Like my great friend, Professor Adam Redzovic, says that when you're going to be training martial arts like this, you're going to be stimulated in many different types of ways. We have the physical stimulation, which is very easy to see. People are going to be warming up or drilling or doing the sparring or rolling. It's very easy to see the physical stimulation. And if that's what you're looking to get from your training, you will get it and then some. We have the mental stimulation. So this is where some people want to keep the time and some people want to know how the watch works, right? And so those people who they're not just going to learn the martial art, they want to learn all about the body and they want to learn the context of why we're doing what we're doing, and they want to see a little bit more of an engineering approach to how the whole thing ties in together. We are going to offer that. We are going to challenge your mind in that kind of way. And then we have the kind of the emotional stimulation, which is you're going to have to learn how to control and temper yourself, where having a little bit more aggression is going to be the worst thing for you at some times. And there's going to be times where that's going to be the best thing that you need. So you're going to have to learn how to control that. And we're offering that for not just the youth, because many parents want to bring their kids in so that way they can control their temper, to control their emotions. They may be having outbursts in school or at home with a sibling. So yes, we do offer that, but I think the adults also get this. They have where they think that this is going to be the right thing to do, and then they fall into a trap. So it's learning how to keep more of an even keel throughout your training. And then we have we can call it spiritual kind of stimulation, where you're going to feel like you're almost like on like a high after the training, and it's coming from the camaraderie that you're developing with the individual or individuals that you've been training the duration of the class time with, as well as maybe the instructor that you're having in the class at that time, and the overall community that you're with in that class period, where you're doing something hard together, right? And that's always a good thing when you are all collectively enduring something difficult.
After that, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes I was here and doing it, I just felt revitalized, refreshed, even though my body might be a little bit tired, but mentally it was like an explosion of like, yes, I feel good.
And it's because you did something challenging and you made it through to the end.
Tommy Lemon, I think he told me that Ashton was like pretty shy at the beginning, and now he's a total different kid.
I've seen it all. You've seen kids who are very reserved, or kids who just don't have an outlet for aggression. Maybe they're developing more bully tendencies at school. Completely do a 180. And it's not because they were a bad kid. They didn't have a way and the tools that they needed to harness their aggression, right? That emotional stimulation that I was talking about. And then the confidence, the same thing, the way that you're forced to speak amongst your peers. Even at the young age, we ask them questions. They have to speak in front of everybody. They have to train the same way we train with the adults, with everyone. So that in itself gets you more comfortable with yourself. When you're comfortable with yourself, you begin to know your own power.
Word of the month last month was kindness. And some of the kids was like, hey, express an act of kindness or something that you've done that was that wasn't for you, but for something else, just that random act of kindness. Yeah, work hard, be kind, right? And we had 2 of our students was like, oh, well, a kid was getting bullied and I helped stand up for a kid in school. It's like, this goes beyond just them helping themselves, but now they have the confidence to go help someone else out as well. So this, goes deeper than just, oh, okay, I can just do a couple moves. It helps you learn how to navigate out there in the real world.
I appreciate you both for sitting down and explaining a little bit what you got going on here. Cole, if someone would like to reach out, get more information, how can they do so?
Yeah, they can go to our website, millermartialarts.us, or they can just come on in and see us. We're at the corner of Moody Road and Highway 96, Suite 700, right next to Marco's Pizza.
Do you have specific opening times?
We do. We are open in the mornings from 10 to noon approximately, and then also from 5 p.m. until.
Awesome. So if you want to reach out, get more information about Miller Martial Arts, meet Coach Moon and Cole Miller, you should definitely come by, check out their socials. We're going to put them in here somewhere. And then we also put the contact information down below so you can reach out. You definitely should check it out, especially if you have a kid or if you're an adult and you need to do something like myself, get that dad butt gone or something like that. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it was awesome.
This was our community spotlight about Miller Martial Arts. They have a bunch to offer for adults and kids. Their contact information is in the description below. Make sure you visit their website, reach out to them, just check him out. And I also link Cole Miller's and Coach Moon's Instagram handles down below so you can follow them for more.